Kazakhstan's Minister of Religious Affairs and Civil Society, Nurlan Yermekbayev, on Monday said in an interview with Agente Efe during his visit to Brussels that while the Central Asian nation has kept religious extremism at bay, no state enjoys absolute protection against radicalism.
I think today there are no countries in the world which are absolutely safely protected and guaranteed from religious extremism. And Kazakhstan is not an exclusion. At the same time, Kazakhstan is quite a successful, stable and peaceful country.
Given the scarcity of threats in this former Soviet republic, the country was startled by a terrorist attack last June on 2 armories and a military base belonging to the National Guard in the northwestern city of Aktobe. 6 people died in the attack and more than a dozen were injured.
Well, if you mean some terrorist acts in Aktobe and the western Kazakhstan in June last year, of course it was an outbreak of religious extremism and radicalism, but the major part, the majority of the society condemned it and do not support such acts, and it is not typical for Kazakhstan.
The Kazakh politician said that the risk of a terrorist attack in his country today was very low, although he acknowledged that after the October attacks, a yellow alert was put in place but then deactivated.
We used to introduce the higher level, yellow level, so-called yellow level of terrorist risks last year, but after certain measures and after complete stabilization of the situation, which did not take too long time, we removed that yellow level, and today the level of terrorist risk is very low.
Regarding the measures to combat religious extremism and radicalization, Yermekbayev highlighted that information, education and propaganda campaigns have been developed, including those targeting young people and victims of radical sects.
There is a wide range of measures, starting from information, education, propaganda, explanation to the young people, to the victims of radical sects, and ending with the actions by the law enforcement agencies and special services aimed at operative identification of terrorist or radical groups in order to prevent them from committing some terrorist attacks. That's why the main job of our ministry is information, explanatory work, and de-radicalization of the people who became victims of these destructive sects and religious groups.
While in Brussels, Kazakhstan's head of religious affairs met a delegation of the European Parliament for Central Asia to discuss the development of civil society in the Central Asian nation. Yermekbayev also had a meeting with the European Commission's Special Representative for Central Asia, Peter Burian, to discuss cooperation in human rights and freedoms in Kazakhstan and the prevention of religious extremism.